Alrighty. Well, what can I say? We are we're in a good position. Can't lie. Um we had a win and we're playing against the team we've beaten before. We have a lot of storylines, which I'm intrigued to see. Do you see the viral video going around this morning? No, what is it? Remember back when we said we have 10 rushing TDs at a team? Ryan Clark said we were really impressed that we met the goal. The players have been watching it all morning, and it's been a great boost to morale. Let's go! That's fantastic to see. Saw Ryan Clark talking about our pass coverage this morning, and he mentioned that the predicted 30. We shut all the experts up. We got the sacks, and that really helped our coverage this year. I agree that he really came through. Let's go. I wonder if you don't get these if you're not in the wild card, because I don't remember getting these last year. I saw Ryan Clark. He told the press we'd get 12 to 14 wins. He was talking about how good of a job he did. He didn't have a lot of wins at that point. We were undefeated at that point. What? Well, that is obviously huge. We just got a ton of staff points. Not going to be complaining about that whatsoever. What can we go ahead and get to clear up some of these points? Don't want any of these refund things. Guess corners would be nice to have. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't really want to do my weekly training. I really just kind of want to do my game, which might be what I do. I might not do some of the guys. No, I'll do all of them. I should be doing all of them, so I'm going to do all of them. That XP does help out a lot. This is looking good. No injuries. Continued no injuries. It's a pretty good deal. I'm not going to complain. I imagine with all of the bonus XP we got, we should have a good amount of upgrades. Yes, we do. We get 2 skill points for Kevin Wiggins. I think this is pretty massive. This is a guy that I can't say I've seen on the field too much, but, you know, he's kind of done exactly what I needed him to. He's sat in the back lines and gotten developed. That's really what I was looking for out of most of our draft picks from this last draft. Get them to the point where if they need to play, they can play, instead of trying to force them to play a little too early. Seeing our defensive line continue to get a little bit more potent. It's really nice to see Judon. I might use the whatever that thing's called, the preventing regression. I might use that on Judon, just so we have another year of him at a high level. But he certainly isn't getting any younger. Josh Uche has been just incredible over the year. Gets another ability slot. What do I have access to? I think Stonewall's a good idea, especially playing on the edge. Yeah, we got skill points for a lot of players. This is going to be really nice, a really strong upgrade across the board for our team as a whole. Caleb Farley, we do not get back just yet. He will be back next week. This is an addition that I feel like we have missed, especially when seeing what was done against Marco Wilson. It's definitely a little bit concerning. Braxton Jones continuing to be exactly what we need him to be. Darius Bullocks. I wasn't expecting him to be an 82 overall by the end of the season. I don't honestly remember what he started at. Probably a 75. But he's getting to the point where he should have a pretty good foothold of the position by the time that Judon is gone. This is just a massive upgrade for Demario Douglas. He has been somebody who has been very good. I've not regretted my decision of making him the starter over Jalen Polk. Marcus Jones with a kickoff return touchdown last week. Love to see his development continue. Marte Mapu. Not too much to say about him. He has been good. Just going to be putting a lot of emphasis on developing him over the next couple seasons. Got Keaton Mitchell. Unfortunately, his career with us hasn't really been everything you'd probably hope for it to be. He will be ending up on a different team. I'm not going to be bringing him back. So, wish him best of luck wherever he ends up. Kai Lane, going to be the eventual replacement to Antonio Gibson. Has developed a lot. I'm pretty sure he started out as like a 68 or something. Whatever he started out as, just developed a lot. Obviously, getting the dev traits really nice to see. Fantastic. City Sal, feel like his size profile makes him seem like more of a guard than a tackle, but haven't had too much complaints. Zach Zinter, obviously going to be replacing Mr. Sal next season, which I think will be something that's very nice. Oh, God damn. We have a lot of players. I want to... Alright, Layden Robinson I'm interested in upgrading because he could be a future starter. He's one that's developed a ton. Honestly, a lot of these guys, I'm willing to just let the CPU upgrade them all. Where does that bring our team? Brings us to an 85 overall. I'm going to go ahead and reset our depth chart entirely just because I imagine something is bound to have gotten messed up with the return of Mr. Cole Strange. I'll go ahead and fix that off screen. But looking at the Jets injury report, hoping to see some good players on here. Hassan Reddick out for the year. Michael Carter out. And Peter Miles, apparently might have been practice injury. I really don't know. That's 2 starters on defense not being there is always going to be something that we like to see. But looking at their roster overall, Sauce Gardner, Quinnen Williams, Tyron Smith, Breece Hall, CJ Mosley, Garrett Wilson, Mike Williams, DJ Reed, Elijah Vera Tucker, Jermaine Johnson, Olu Fashanu. Just a really strong roster, pretty similar to what we just saw last week against the Chargers. I'm going to go ahead and play around with their roster. I will see you in the game. I can't lie and say that I'm not a little bit nervous about this game. Jets get the ball first. We're obviously going to hope for a similar situation to the last time we played the Jets. Obviously, 7 interceptions from our defense. Just an incredible stat. I'm just nervous. I'm not looking forward to playing in the wild card. I feel like if we were to lose to a team, this is the round it would happen. As Breece Hall fumbles first play of the game, recovered by Jabril Peppers. Josh Uche shaken up. Not exactly excited to see that early into our playoff run. But we need to play some strong and sound football on both sides of the ball. Our defense is going to give us opportunities. We know that from the regular season. It is up to us on offense to realize those opportunities, as we are going to get up inside the 20-yard line early on. Didn't end up with a 1,000-yard receiver. I would say I'm incredibly disappointed in that, but at the same time, I'm not too upset about it. We have a flag on the play on the Javon Baker touchdown. Cole Strange first game back. Already with the flag. Let's go. I can cut him some slack, I guess. It's he hasn't played in a while. But obviously not what you want to see. As Antonio Gibson is an incredible weapon. That spin move is lethal. I just haven't seen anything like it. And we're going to go on the board first. Let's go, Patriots. I am a firm believer in the idea that defense wins championships. So I am a believer in our defense. That is completely truthful. I've seen our defense help us win games on countless occasions. So I just need to make sure that I don't put my defense in an adverse situation. I'm gonna send a blitz here. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not crazy about sending a blitz here. But forcing an incompletion there, that's incredible. We're gonna get the ball back yet again in the first quarter. I think we could have an opportunity for some very significantly increased momentum going into the remainder of this game. Now, in the last game, I ran this play and saw that Demario Douglas was wide open, and I'm not going to lie, I haven't thought about throwing that route too often, but it's definitely going to be something I keep in mind. I didn't have anything on 2nd and 9, so I just threw it away. Not a big fan of running 4 verts, but coach suggested it 3 times. I'm going to go ahead and call it. That's kind of my thought. I don't like to run it often, but I don't know. Sometimes you just got to listen to the coach. I think another big factor that can help us win these games is keeping control of the clock. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm going to milk the clock constantly, but I am totally fine with using some extra seconds. Looked away from the screen, hoping that I could get that ball off in time. Not able to. This should be a pretty easy kick for Dicker the kicker. I am correct. We go up 10-0. All right. We got the Jets on offense yet again. Only going to allow 2 yards to Breece Hall. We're into the second quarter, which I am pretty happy with where we're at in terms of that statement. As Mac Jones going to throw it right to me. I knew exactly what that play was looking at the right side of the field. That's an amazing interception by me. Let's go, Marte Mapu. I'm going to try turning the corner here with Antonio Gibson. Not able to get much. You see Javon Baker check out and go onto the sideline. Injuries have been quite apparent for us as we're going to try and get this to Tyquan Thornton. We do. We extend our lead after the second mistake made by the Jets. This is looking pretty good for us. Next drive on defense. Our guys in the box are doing a pretty good job of keeping a good contain on this run. I am not going to complain about that whatsoever. I'm anticipating some people sitting on their routes. I tried to cover that. I did a terrible job pursuing it. Obviously, camera wasn't really following my guy, but I had the right idea. I'm going to do the same thing I did on the last play. Let's hope Kyle Duggar can do something similar. Not able to get the tackle, but we were able to keep him inbounds. Clock will continue to roll. And that's honestly what a lot of the second half is likely going to be if I'm still up by 2 scores. At that point in the game, we 100% are going to attempt to control the clock as we let up a massive play there. I felt like we should have gotten the Rodgers, and that is what I'm going to try and do on this run play is we're able to stop Breece Hall for a gain of 1. Clock is still just winding down. We get the ball at half. We are looking like we're in a great scenario. Just being completely honest. I botched the coverage. Allow a touchdown to Mike Williams. I'm going to be honest, I'm okay with it. I think being able to control the ball going into halftime is a good thing. So we got 2 minutes and 43 seconds to do whatever we need to do on offense to at least get us in another scoring position, as they're not going to be able to tackle our boy Antonio Gibson. I don't know what the awards are yet for this year. If I'm being honest, I didn't look. I would imagine Antonio Gibson has a case to be a winner, but I could also understand if he isn't. It's pretty clear cut. Screen to Antonio Gibson, gonna get us into enemy territory. I don't want to get too fancy with it, if I'm being honest. I would like to really keep a conservative mindset, as we are going to get up to close to the 10-yard line, out at the 12. I think controlling the clock is something that's really important in real life, but I feel like in Madden, like regular season Madden, controlling the clock truthfully doesn't feel like it matters all too much. And right there, I actually really love that that just happened. I'm going to run this clock all the way down. I'm pretty sure you hold A if you want to keep it. So I will see you when I run this play. You might disagree with this idea, but I decided to take the delay game penalty. I didn't want to use the timeout just in case, but I figured in some fashion we were going to score. And just taking off that little bit of extra time was valuable in my brain. So that's quite simply why I came to that decision. We are in a very good spot here. All right, they got 5 wide. Probably going to look to make a big play. I'm an idiot. I was mashing X. I didn't think that was going to get to Marco Dial. That's a big misplay on my part. I can't even cap. But keeping them down, inbounds, 3rd down, big down for them. I'm loving the position we're in. We're going to be rushing. Mapu's going to be rushing. I think that's a little interesting, is we're going to, again, stop them inbounds. Their control over the clock is not significant. And we're going to force a fumble. Levi Onzarike, obviously fumble recovered by the Jets, but they're going to be forced to use their final timeout. A tackle inbounds pretty much ruins their shot at getting points on the board. And right now scenario, that's even more exacerbated, I can't lie. They're going to run the ball. And you know what? I'm going to let them run out the clock. There's no way they run this play, right? Did Garrett Wilson come down with that? It doesn't matter. I mean, I'm going to change these game plans to medium pass. But I'm at the point of the game where I am going to be focusing heavily on making sure I can run out the clock. Please be a neutral zone infraction. Holding, offense. Fucking sick. At least it still takes time off the clock. And the clock keeps running. That's beautiful. I'm not gonna, like, intentionally run out the clock. But I'm just going to try and have a strong influence on keeping the clock running. I think that's a pretty good way to put it. Big first down. I think once we get into the 4th, if we are definitely in a position where we secured the lead, I'm going to take some guys out. With the way injuries have been hitting us, especially lately, I find that a little less desirable for an injury to potentially come and hit us. Got 6 players on the left, 5 on the right. Middle linebacker, I don't count too much. Able to run past Sauce Gardner for the first down. We stay inbounds. Clock keeps ticking. Antonio Gibson getting a little worn. Can't say that surprises me too much. Hopefully he checks off the field on this next play. We got Keaton Mitchell in, which I'm totally okay with. Quinton Williams going to get the stop. And without much shock, he's already back in. My spin move hasn't been too efficient, but I think taking up a whole quarter's worth of time is obviously something we like to see. I imagine we see Keaton Mitchell come back in. That works just fine for me. We've killed almost the whole third quarter just running the ball, not like intentionally running the clock all the way down, just letting the accelerated clock do its thing and just run the ball. Antonio Gibson likely going to be your player of the game. Let's have Marte Mapu force that fumble. Let me go ahead and figure that out real quick. Yeah, you're looking at an Antonio Gibson player of the game. He, Marte Mapu, somebody else recovered Kyle Duggar's fumble. That's what it was. So, I mean, I cannot complain with what we've done. We have, obviously, at home, stunned the Jets. A team that honestly could have been in a position to miss the playoffs. Because there were like 2 other 9-8 teams in the AFC. But we don't complain about how things have happened. We just, we move into the 4th. I think that's a massive blunder by Marco Dial. That was a very disappointing thing. I thought he had a pick all day. And I was very wrong. Marco Wilson, you know what? We're keeping him in bounds. The clock is going to just keep running down. We're getting to the point where our chart on ESPN is just moving closer and closer and closer to 100%. We cannot complain. We got 4 minutes left in the game. And not able to stop Breece Hall. They're going to score again, and with that score, we pretty much have sealed the deal that we are most likely going to win this game. I'm going to use Jelani Tavai to try to get something. I don't know. We're up by 16. I'm not concerned. I don't know why I'm running a pass play. I'm going to be completely honest. I was zoned out and just mashing A. But Tyquan Thornton stays in bounds, though. That's kind of the key thing right there. Stayed in bounds. I'm happy with that. We have one of the better rushing defenses, too. See, that's the rush. Those are the moves that I'm used to seeing out of Mr. Gibson, but another holding call. I'm Braxton Jones this time. What it doesn't excite me about that is the calls like that do stop the clock. As C.J. Mosley gonna get burned. Antonio Gibson almost 200 rushing yards in this playoff game. I am quite excited. And you know what? I'm gonna say it now. Because I know both me or Cameron will be really upset if we lose a game. I hope Cameron wins. He's probably not going to watch this video. But you know what? I hope Cameron wins. I hope to see him in the Super Bowl. These leagues are a lot more fun when we actually get to play each other. So you know what? I am going to openly wish for my opponent's success. Want to be a good sport and be a good competitor to him. So I wish, if there is an audience that actively watches these videos, I hope you guys are on the same page as me, where you hope CM Freeze is successful in his matchup. But at the end of the day, we got to get it done on our end. And this game we have Antonio Gibson, for sure, player of the game. That is fantastic. Drake Mays had to do virtually nothing in the second half. Running backs have done exactly what we needed them to do. I couldn't be happier. I'm going to be honest. You probably saw that. I was on my phone. I wasn't paying attention. That is, I mean, a good garbage time touchdown. I mean, I can respect it to a degree. And you know what? With that, we get to do the genuflective victory. We're going to win 38 to 23. Good game. I know CM Freeze is out of his game. So let's just run out this clock, and I'll see you at the stats. Looking at the stats. Got Drake May, 8 for 10. Didn't have to do much in this game. Rushing-wise, Antonio Gibson really controlled what we did in the second half. I didn't realize he had 4 touchdowns. That is just absolutely crazy. 4 catches, 61 yards. Almost 300 yards in a playoff game is crazy. Looking at sacks, not that much. Le'Veon Zerika, only tackle for loss. Marte Mapu. Pick, 2 forced fumbles, 1 recovery. Not too bad. Big day for Antonio Gibson. Rewards him with a skill point. Never going to complain about something like this. Just absolutely amazing what we're getting out of the 27-year-old. Future starter on the offensive line, Zach Zinter, kind of figured he was going to get a skill point. Playing to a 76 overall. Good deal. Let's go ahead and advance the week and see who we're playing in the divisional. We're playing the Bills, who have beaten us. I don't want to look and see what Cameron has done yet. You know what? We're going to do it. CM Freeze beats the Cowboys to move on to the wild card. Like I said, we are wishing him success. These leagues are a lot more fun when we get to play each other. So that's all I got for you today. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you all against the Bills. Take it easy. Peace.